This is a business. We generate money and then we use that money to generate social outcomes.
The smell is great, especially the early mornings coming in about 7 o'clock. You'll cut a bed of salad, normally takes about an hour, and time just flies.
Working with soil, it does something to the soul. It's a soul settler. It lightens my mood and allows me to think clearly.
It's in our DNA to grow food. Obesity, diabetes, coronary heart disease, mental health issues, substance misuse issues. These are symptoms of the fact of people being completely disconnected. So, nature really does all the work. Not only have we sold 40 tons of salad in small portions, 15 grams is a portion, that's a lot of portions of salad, but we make it accessible to people who haven't got loads of money. And we educate, train and employ people who come from challenging backgrounds. It's a win-win situation.
Hey, that's your problem.
Most people self-refer, so we do work with people who are in recovery from substance misuse. We also work with people who are not, and we don't want to mislead anybody into thinking that everybody who works here has got a substance misuse background. We run a very short chain food supply system. So that means we can pick, bag and deliver within an hour. And we regularly do that.
2 extra lists.
We do an average of 30 drops a day.
Would you like your salad over here?
On our books we've got about 180 restaurants and outlets in Bristol. And we've got 2 wholesale distributors who we work with as well, so our product travels from South Wales to Cornwall to Dorset, and demand is good. In the middle of summer, it takes 2 weeks for it to be ready to be harvested, but in the middle of winter it can take up to 6 weeks, and we're cropping up until February. If we got heavy frost for weeks on end, then we'd struggle to harvest here. So we've now got an agent in Perpignan who is engaging other organic growers to keep us going through the winter. The polytunnels are really to keep the rain off the soil. We can't use this soil when it's wet. And it does amplify the sun, but not a lot though, because you can see they're open. High temperatures make stuff grow too quickly. So the slower it grows, the more nutrients it picks up, the more nutritious it is for people to eat, and the longer it lasts. So Resonance brokered a deal between us and the investors, and we got a loan of £80,000, fairly good interest rate. So what we've done is learn how to use machinery, put up over 2.5 acres of polytunnels. We had to get bigger tunnels to be able to drive the tractor through, and built a rainwater harvesting system that can hold over 1 million litres of water. So it was really timely, to be able to get that money. And we spent all of that money on infrastructure so that we could generate as much revenue as we possibly could.
4 different varieties. We've got chard, green frills, red frills and Mizuna. So this is the mixing process. Just want to get all the leaves evenly distributed.
And then that money gets used to generate more revenue through buying more infrastructure and putting more solid systems into place. So since we've had that investment, we have generated nearly £200,000. A year ago, we didn't have the building. A year ago, we didn't have a walk-in fridge. A year ago, we never had the bagging machine. But also, this infrastructure is now available to others. So we trialled the idea of satellite growers last spring, and we were instrumental in helping 3 new business starts and engaging with the prison. So strong business should generate social outcomes. That's our fundamental belief. I've never grown anything before 2010, so I just went online and found out how to do it. But I got a degree in addictions counselling, and I went and worked in residential drug and alcohol treatment, and I just wanted to find a better way for people to sustain their recovery. We need a role in society, and a lot of people's role isn't a positive role, it's the role of junkie or smackhead or alkie. So the purpose is to provide people with a role they can be proud of in the community.
We have different people with social difficulties or previous difficulties, whatever, ongoing difficulties, come here and they get a lot out of it. I did a horticulture course with Bristol City College.
Variation is what makes it so appealing for me. I'm used to cleaning jobs or retail jobs, but with this one I feel like I can progress. I've learned so much from Benito and Steve, so it's been a massive opportunity and it's been really, really good.
And of course anybody can come here and learn about food, and once you taste the food and you've seen how it's grown, why it's grown, you won't look at salad the same.
We can grow more and more and more and more and more food, all we need is more land. With the backing of residents, we've learned how to use machinery, and we can sow beds and make beds at 4 miles an hour. So the sky's the limit. We're now looking for land to buy, but ultimately we want enough land to be able to have a system where people come and stay on the land. A residential programme for people to come and learn how to grow food, but also learn about their inner workings in parallel with learning about the inner workings of nature. It's all the same thing. It's all about getting the goodness out of the individual and getting the goodness out of the soil. That's what it's all about.